All Madden Podcast. We are live. What's going on, brother?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Not too much, dog. I am happy to be talking with you. Got a lot to cover today, so let me just run through it really quick. So we're gonna revisit the tiers because that was a very early tiers that we did
Mm-hmm.
um, a few weeks ago. Oh, we got to update the duos as well. I forgot about that in our little pre-pod planning. We didn't talk about the duos. Award races are up, and then just a few other hot topics that have been coming through the chat. Some of it from in the commish panel group chat that I want to talk about, and just other stuff that we're seeing around the league.
Yeah, right on. What are we
But
starting off with?
I want to just start by saying that we were joking before the pod started about the conversation around Mike and his hands and his ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, I actually thought it was uh, a penis jewel.
Cock
I
ring.
really thought, yeah, I really thought it was a cock ring. It look. I mean, it looked. I don't think that looked big enough for a finger. Yeah, it looked like nice average.
Mike has said that he has huge hands. Um, so I mean, it's a huge ring. But when the cock ring jokes were going around, I was like, all right, like, haha, very funny. Nobody really has a cock ring, but I'm wrong about that.
Are you?
Am I?
Yeah, I'm a proud owner of one myself. So, yes. Um, I don't know. I'll get back to you. I'm not really sure what the reviews are quite yet, but apparently there's some, positive, reinforcement coming from it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll report back.
I gotta level up because I didn't realize people were doing this. But if people are doing this, I gotta level up. I just gotta find like some manufacturer that makes them small enough for me.
Yes, maybe reach out to Mike. Maybe his wedding ring company
Oh
can
yeah.
provide you
Or yeah, or I could just use a ring, like a finger ring, and that would
pinky
work
ring.
for me. Yeah, pinky ring, thumb ring, something like that. That would fit me.
I don't think you can just whip out a cock ring when you're not in a long relationship though. That'd be a like I don't know. You're
It's
the
very
expert
true.
here. Yeah.
No,
I've been married for 8 years.
well, I think that's a big thing about like hooking up with chicks. Like if you're doing a bunch of like one night stands and random hookups, like you're not getting into any of the fun stuff. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to
You're,
figure
you're
out.
too afraid to come out with some kinky shit. You gotta really keep it casual. You know, really, you're pushing it when you just flip it here and there. I imagine again, like I wouldn't know, but
And if the girl comes out with the kinky shit on the first time, it's like, dude,
yeah,
I'm
e-
scared.
yeah, equals 100 bodies immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not good.
not good at all.
Okay, but a few other topics aside from Mike's cock ring and giant Shrek fingers. Um, there's
He
been
does have huge hands. I was confused by it. Like, good for him. Is big hands good? Does that mean he also have a big Johnson, or is that correlation?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Stretch them out as far as you can.
No, I
Uh,
don't think there's a correlation. I think feet and hands and dick, they're all kind of unrelated.
yeah, let's hope so. Because I wear 9.5 shoes.
Oh, little boy feet. Damn.
Yeah, yeah, I got small feet for sure.
All
Nah,
right,
let's
enough of
move
the dick
on.
thing.
Let's
Yeah.
move on.
So
This fucking
so it came across the commish chat recently that there were some allegations of tanking. And we haven't really heard much about tanking since Kai left the league. So the main person that was being kind of, zeroed in on as this person might be tanking was Edge, the Raiders. They're 0-9. They just lost 49-10 to the Bengals.
yeah.
I think it's pretty clear that he's not doing everything he can to win. I don't think that's arguable. I think we've seen Edge be good enough to know that he's not an 0-9 player in the league.
Right.
My thing, my perspective on this is I know it's in the rules that you shouldn't tank, but like, why are we not allowing teams to tank?
Yeah, I think tank it should be allowed to extend, right? You cannot tank every season. Like I think that's
Yeah,
what
but who would do
biggest.
that?
I think Kai was pretty much in that situation where every year he just had a first overall pick over and over again. But unfortunately for Edge, this is a terrible year to tank because there are two other 0-9 teams. So he's gonna tank for a third overall pick, which is gonna be a bummer because he's gonna get like third best quarterback. Um,
That's a
but
good
yeah, I
point.
agree with you. I don't think tanking should be um, as regulated. Like if I want to tank out a year to make sure I get a player that I need for my position to make my team better, especially quarterback. If real teams are doing it, why shouldn't we be able to? But again, to an extent, I don't want somebody just, especially somebody who's good enough to win, you know, 7 to 10 games every year, just tanking over and over again, just to have first overall picks every year. So I think it's case by cases. We can you guys can make a good judgment on that too.
Good
You know,
take. Okay.
thank you.
So it shouldn't just be unilaterally disallowed. I think, there should be some room for tanking in order to, increase your odds of getting a good pick and a good quarterback. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a mid tier team and you're halfway week 10, you're like 3-6, like you know clearly out the playoff picture. Like, do you really? At that point, you're just probably like, I'm gonna feed one player every single, trying to get as much as I can as out of the season because there's no. I mean, it's not like we're talking about like real life. I know Broncos had this. Broncos have had the same conversation. Like, hey, the wins matter now for a momentum of next year. That doesn't really apply here in Madden. So if I'm those bottom tier teams who has a couple of wins, 3-2 wins, yeah, I'm not trying to like worsen my draft position right now. But again, that it should be case by case. I don't think tanking should be encouraged, but I do think it should be allowed in certain cases.
Okay. I agree with you.
Wow, good podcasting.
So other just kind of highlights. So we haven't talked about the trade deadline came and went. We're not going to go through every trade that
Hmm.
happened, but just like one thing that I noticed was, and this, I have direct experience with this, um, the level at which you're playing directly impacts your tolerance to acquire old players. Like, I've been playing like shit, so I went out and got DeAndre Hopkins, 32, 33-year-old receiver. That's not a move that I make if I'm like 7-1 at the deadline.
Hmm.
Like when you're struggling and you're kind of grasping for straws, you're just like, all right, let me bring in some high overall guys to help. So I think, and I've been seeing that a lot across the league. I don't have plenty of good examples, but like, do you think that's a fair statement that, um, when some teams are struggling, they'll go out and get like a really solid player?
Yeah, and sometimes they'll overpay too. No, I do. Me personally, I always think in season trades, there's always a loser and a winner. Like almost like 9 times out of 10, when during the off season trades, you have more evened out trades when people are more calculated and not as compelled to make trades with that by the trade deadline. So, I mean, looking over some players that they got traded for. I mean, Chargers got a lot of picks. Our Chargers traded away a lot of picks for Montez Sweat and Terry McLaurin,
That's a
two
good
fir-
example. Yeah.
two firsts and a second. I mean, Montez Sweat is 28, I think. Terry McLaurin is probably 26, 27. I'm guessing he's up there. Not really an old guy, but clearly not guys that you're looking to develop. It's just guys to come in and help your team out. Um, So, I mean, that's a good observation by you. The question is, are you the guy who's always falling for this, old player
Yeah.
trade? Because if you are, the chances are you're just, we've heard this phrase many times, pushing, put it on a credit card, pushing the cap and all that stuff down the road. Because you sign all these guys, a lot of them are on expired contracts, a lot of the time, right? A lot of them come with big contracts already. and then you have no picks to replace guys who retire or guys who walk in free agency, guys who can afford. Um, I also think not a lot of people even look into before they make trades. Look into the motivation tabs. I feel like,
That's true.
and I've been, I've learned this lesson, myself. I've traded for a couple of guys, and as soon as I got him, I'm like, all right, let me see this and that, stats, and I go over the motivations. I'm like, oh, dude, this guy does not want to resign with me. I mean, now I'm gonna have to open up the checkbook for him because he cannot just trade the first round or a couple of first rounds for somebody, and then that guy just you just let him walk in free agents. That would be super dumb unless you were able to make a deep run where it's worth it. But yeah, we'll see. But trades are always fun. Trades are always fun, and especially it's fun when there's a loser and a winner.
Yeah, and it was an active trade deadline. I think more
Yeah.
active than season one for sure. I think it
Hmm.
was it was cool to see all those trades coming through. But yeah, I totally agree with you. You can't make a living with trades. You can't make a living through free agency. It's got to be guys that you drafted in the first draft that you develop, or you draft them in rookie drafts and develop. It's just like the real NFL. You're not going to be able to build a team that way.
Yeah.
All right. Another thing that I wrote down on my notes app is so servers were down the other day, and Dallin was like, EA is such a horrible company. And I've subscribed to this in the past as well, but I've kind of rethought my take about this. And I think when we blame EA for this shit, it's more the NFL's fault. So the NFL requires that EA Sports puts out a new game every year. I think if it was up to EA, they would have just a one game continuous improvement. And because the $60 a year for the game is such a small percentage of their revenue, I think, compared to like their microtransactions and ultimate team purpose.
Really?
Yeah. So I think if the NFL was like, I think so. I think it's the NFL's fault that they need to pump out a new game every year. And that's where these issues come up.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how video games and the whole you know purchasing system for video games have changed. Like, it used to be like you'd buy a video game and it's good for like 5 years before the new one comes out, or you're ready to switch on to the new one. And now every game is a yearly release, right? You got all the sports games every year. Obviously, you got 2K, FIFA, Madden. Obviously, you got Call of Duty games that come out once a year. Um, and you can tell, man, the games that come out, games that have longer durations between them usually have better products than the games that come out yearly, by
Well, look
far.
at like the biggest games that there are: Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox. Those are all like continuous improvement games, right? And those are massive, massive games. They don't come out once a year. They've really changed the landscape with microtransactions. They've like, I think Fortnite really like made it mainstream. And
Mhm. I haven't played any of those games, but they are popular. You're right. I mean,
you've never played Fortnite?
nope.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it looks pretty stupid.
It was fucking electric when it came out, dude. Back in the day, I mean,
Yeah, they when he came out, I remember that game and PUBG both dropped at the same time. And PUBG's in the same thing. They haven't released a new PUBG since like when Fortnite came out.
yeah.
They came and it's been around, and it's again like you said, it's improving. They just add more stuff in there, but uh, the games I was thinking about more like Rockstar games, like GTA's, the
Best
Red Dead
effect.
Redemptions. Yeah, like those games are like, first of all, those campaigns are so long. It takes I never even finished my Red Dead Redemption 2, but I loved it still. It was on my old console. So, but yeah, it's that's like, I mean, I wasn't aware of this whole NFL mandate, so good to know.
So let's lay off EA a little bit. They're doing their jobs. They're trying their best. All right. Let's get into some of these. Actually, let's do the duos bracket real quick. Let's update it.
Yeah.
Let me share that.
Ooh, wow, a lot closer this time around, huh?
I know there were some good ones. All right. So, and any 50-50 ones, I guess we'll have to be the tiebreakers.
Oh, that sucks.
All right. So, first we got Tyreek Hill and Andrew Thomas. That's the Commander skins. Again,
Okay,
Cooper Cup and Debo.
okay. Before you go,
Okay.
On three, we're gonna say one is Tyreek Hill and Thomas, and two is Cooper Cup and Samuel. On three, we're gonna say one or two. Which one you vote for?
Okay.
One, two, three, two.
One.
So we can't even say it because we split it up. I went with Cooper Cup and Debo.
Cooper Cup and Debo. Okay. Well, I think if you're building around two receivers is like that would not be preferred for me. And I think you're getting the best wide receiver out of the three in Tyreek Hill plus an elite left tackle. That's why I went with Tyreek Hill and Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, and I like to load up on one position over spreading out talent in other ones. So that's why I went with Cooper Cup and Debo. And Cooper Cup's older. I don't think he's that much older than Tyreek, but Debo's younger. He's about 28 probably. Oh, he's not in 30s yet.
All right. Well,
Man,
I'll change my vote because I've heard on about fucking 23 podcasts in the last month that like doubling down on strength in the NFL is like a really good thing to do. Like the Eagles drafting Jalen Carter when they already had a 60 line, and the 49ers
mhm.
trading for Chase Young when they already have an awesome front seven. So we'll go with doubling down on strength, two elite wide receivers, Cooper Cup and Debo Samuel. Moving on.
Yeah, plus Zach doesn't even listen to it, so he won't even care.
Yep. All right. Next one we got Lamar Jackson and Teron Armstead. They won this vote 56 to 44%. This was close.
Yeah, I voted for Miles Garrett, by the way. Went non-quarterback on this one.
Dang. And this one's outdated too, but who cares?
Yeah, Justin Herbert, Nick Chubb cleared Jameson Williams, Deontay Banks.
Justin Herbert and Nick Chubb might go all the way in this thing. Jalen Ramsey and Josh Allen beat Trent Williams and Jalen Waddle. That team is also outdated, but don't really care.
Yep. Pat Mahomes, a chain, Micah Parsons, Hassan Riddick with one vote. I'm guessing that was Dallin voting for these guys. um, yeah, that one clears. Minka and JT over Jay Jettas and Jones. I like it. That's what I
I'm
would
surprised this one was so
far.
lopsided.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a little closer, but damn, I feel like I voted for all the losing ones. Um, PS2 and Devonta Smith over Joe Burrow and George Kittle.
I think you got that one backwards. Joe Burrow and George Kittle actually won this one 54% to 46%.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's not what you said.
Well, I didn't say anything. I said maybe I'm. What I meant to say is I was just naming them off. I might have slipped and said over, but
Yeah.
yeah, I voted for Patrick Surtain. I thought they were gonna be the ones clearing this one. Clearly, quarterback power kind of took over there over Bronco power. I thought Bronco fan was gonna carry PS2, and then the last one, Sauce and CD and Jamar and Fred, and Jamar and Fred move advance over here. This one's super close. Deserved. So Sauce is awesome. And CD Lem's a pretty fun young receiver too.
I'm pretty glad that I got knocked out by Joe Burrow and George Kittle because I would have had to go up
Mhm.
against Jamar Chase and Fred Warner, and I can't take another loss to those two this season. I've already lost to the Falcons twice, so
Mhm.
glad I got knocked out. All right, that's the duo update. Polls will come out at some point for the next round.
Sounds good.
All right, let's get into these award races. So starting with MVP, in the pole position is Tatum Bell Jr., and then number two is Raymundo Rockets. So two guys from the Titans, wide receiver and quarterback, leading the way. That's Joke always has guys at the top of these award races because he's regular season king. Dude, silent your phone.
It's not my phone. It's my laptop, and I have no idea how to silence it. To be
Put on
honest.
do not disturb.
Oh, word.
Number three, Devon Achan. Number four, Sam Howell.
Hey, finally made it on there. We weren't even on there when I last checked.
Five, Justin Herbert. Six, Joe Burrow. Seven, Josh Downs. Justin Fields at eight. Kenneth Walker at nine. And Bijan Robinson at 10.
Hey, shout out to Mike. No defensive players in MVP race. We usually
Yeah.
always have one. Um, not this year though. Okay.
All right, then quick, we'll do Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, rookie on both sides in both conferences. So AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Tatum Bell Jr. leading the way. He's also leading the MVP race, wide receiver for the Titans. Eric Craig from the Jaguars right behind, and then Devon Achan in third for Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC.
A lot of running backs, right?
Yeah,
DeAndre Swift, you got Bijan, you got a chain, Kenneth Walker. Yeah, dominate. Yeah, AFC is a very run heavy team outside a couple of teams. It looks like.
okay, and then Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, I know who I would give this to. Leading
Yeah.
the way right now is Jason Roloff Jr. What I saw him do to the Steelers last night, and we're used to it at this point with Roloff.
Well, it's funny you say that because if you watched the first half, you would have said the same thing about Antoine Winfield Jr. because
Mm-hmm.
he was the one getting interceptions and kind of like in a big moments, and I thought he was gonna lead this DPOY race, but Roloff kind of came out clutch in the late in the fourth. Couple other fun ones in here. You got never mind. Oh yeah,
Davion
Derek Holm.
Taylor,
Yeah, Davion Taylor, Derek Holm down at number 7, and Charles Norris also another Titan.
love to see a my player on the list with Derek
Hmm.
Holm. Nice. TJ
And
Watt down in ninth for the Broncos. The Broncos have been playing really well. He was available at the deadline, and now he's in the race for DPOY.
hmm
Okay, this is boring. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Tatum Bell Jr. We've talked
yeah,
about him already. Other guys, Otto Rocket from the
wait,
Titans too.
is that different? That's a different player than.
He's got Raymundo and Otto Rocket.
Yeah, I guess so. Who is he? Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know.
Arnold Shortman in fourth, running back for the Broncos.
Yeah, love me some short man. He's electric.
Yeah, he is. Dallas Clark Jr. down in 10th for the Colts. Nice.
Yep. All right, defensive rookie of the year, same thing. Jason Roloff on top. Derek Holmes. Yeah, this is very repetitive, guys. So it looks like you got top, four players pretty clear who's gonna sweep these awards on a AFC side at least. Let's switch to NFC. Um, Start off offensive player of the year, Josh Downs, the Eagles. Jarrell loves to, you know, make his guy, feed his guy a lot of yards and a lot of stats. So, Leon Sandcastle Jr. with Jamison Williams right behind him. Two very, very dangerous receivers on the outside for the 49ers. Jamar Chase up there, Tyreek Hill, Watt, Shabazz, number 7. He's finally picking up, having some explosive games. Yeah, a lot of running backs at the end of this list, but it's clearly dominated by the wide receivers, top
I
heavy.
threw a white guy, another my player on there for the Vikings.
Yeah, fly for a white guy. Yep. DPOY, Fred Warner leading the way.
Well deserved.
Ooh, Aaron Donald, number 5. That's a great. That was another big trade deadline trade that happened between the Buccaneers and the Packers. I mean, that's huge for Packers to acquire Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald, Chubb. I mean, they loaded up on talent this season. Roquan Smith's another very. Oh my God! Look at all these middle linebackers. Demario Davis, Roquan Smith. You got Fred Warner.
I've been on this, dude. I think middle linebackers is super important this year.
Yeah, I think so too. Offensive rookie of the year, Sandcastle Jr., Shabazz Gatorade, Fly for a White Guy, Camden Avery, our boy Chasey J,
Nice.
Ian Etheridge. Man, all the um, my players looks like
Shout out to Ian Etheridge. I know he's going through a lot right now, so we got you in our thoughts, Rafi Bomb.
for sure.
Broly Brown at 6th. Lou would be pumped to see that. That's his boy.
Mm-hmm.
And Trevor Church down at 10, the guy that Stevie just got.
Yeah, another Packer, another big trade for the Packers.
Well, well, well. Would you look at this defensive rookie of the year race?
Whoa, 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 wee.
We
Yeah,
got Zach Neutron and
uh-huh.
Levon Bird.
Let's
Dude, look
go.
at Neutron's legacy score. How is it so high already?
I mean, I have no idea. He must be racking up tackles. I know you use him a lot. Trying to
Yeah,
see. Oh my God, it's higher than Yeah, it's a lot higher than everybody else. That is interesting.
yeah. What? Why?
Has he gotten a lot of Player of the Week awards?
I don't think so.
Really interesting.
He's got a lot of tackles for loss. He's got like 12 TFLs and only 3 picks. But yeah, that's crazy high. It's 3 times higher than Bird.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
you guys go look at the other categories. We're not going to go through the other categories.
no, yeah. All right. That wraps it up for the award races. It's probably still gonna change a lot. We got a lot more football to play. Um, so it's gonna be fun to revisit this in a couple of weeks.
I agree. All right, let's get these tiers up. We're speeding through this, guys. We got a tight timeline tonight. All right. So this
Hmm.
has not been touched since the last pod, but I'm sure it will be touched a lot with some new data. So anybody you want, let's just start moving teams around. Anybody you want to move?
Yes, I'd like to move the Packers into the juggernauts.
Okay.
Eight straight, or yeah, 8 straight wins. Hasn't lost a game since the week one loss to the Lions.
Okay. And I'm going to trade his spot with the Steelers, who are now 6-3. I'm going to put him at the top of playoff teams.
Yeah, 6-3 on a 3 game losing skid, and kind of a meltdown loss against the Ravens for what it seemed like they had a pretty much a locked up win in the fourth quarter, but then they got they got carried away and really, wheels really came off. I mean, a couple of pick sixes that Jason Roloff was one of them. Kind of like turned the whole game around. I even turned off the game. It was like minute left in the third. Uh, Alex has just picked him off and brought it back to the inside the red zone on the opposite side, and I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna score here again, go up like by 3 scores. And there's not gonna be enough time, and then you know and I rewatched it later when I found out it was a comeback. He took a sack. He got sacked out of the field goal range. He had to punt it back, and yeah, Wills completely came off after that. Okay,
Can I just say something really quick?
yeah,
I didn't have the chat up. I wasn't seeing the messages coming through, but now I'm catching up on them. So Bell is a running back. Tatum Bell Jr. is a running back.
okay, wow,
Um,
wow. So
Logan was
he,
wondering how have you never played Fortnite?
um, I don't know. I just don't like goofy games like that. Same with Minecraft, same Roblox. I don't like those. There's another one that is a very popular that like a first person shooter that I just never got into.
Yeah, I'm typically not either, but Fortnite just like swept the nation, so I was in on it. Do we need to rework Juggernauts at all? Like, is our Falcons and Ravens 1 and 2 because they're the only undefeated teams left? I think that's fair.
I think I'd even make a case for Ravens to be the number one just because they've had a lot more signature wins than the Falcons this season so far. But I mean that uh, 49ers dropped a 1 point game against the Chiefs. Um, 1 point loss game against the Chiefs. Not Chiefs. Yes, Chiefs. Uh, Missed extra point apparently, but I looked at the game. I never watched the game, but I looked at it. There was no turnovers, nothing. There just seemed like it was a shootout, and last score won the game. Looks like so. I wouldn't overreact to that loss too much. And they're on the bye this week. But yeah, I think the biggest mover and biggest dropper is gonna be dropper biggest yeah dropper I guess Steelers and Packers. I like those. Um, how do we feel about Dolphins? Dolphins are playing their games now. Do we?
Let's put them in playoff teams then.
They are 6-3. I don't think they've won a single. user game. And what I mean by that, I think he beat the CPU a couple of times, but
Okay.
I'm not sure if he. Let's see. Um, he beat the Bills CPU, and then he lost against the Steelers and Bills. But he's dealing with lag and all that, so not too much. Okay. Lions. Now Lions have had a tough stretch since a very hot start at 5-1, I believe they started, or 5-2 maybe, and currently sit at 5-5, and just coming up, just kind of came to a tough loss against the Saints. It was a close game for most of the game till the late. Uh, Saints took the lead. How do we feel about the Lions?
Yeah, that was a rough one, dude. Playing against Beeve and just him blaming the game the entire time. But yeah, he's fallen off. I know he said his season was kind of hinging on that game and he lost. So let's put him on the bubble.
Yeah, I think so. And then you got Cardinals with a big win. They're sitting at 4-5.
They're on the
Uh, yep. You got
Saints are on the bubble too.
yeah, Panthers are 4-4. They're on the bubble. Cowboys are even 4-5. A lot of teams kind of mid range right there. Vikings. I mean, what a turnaround for Vikings, 6-4. That's a playoff team.
Yeah.
Um, that's another super big jump. Let's see. You got Giants also in 6-3. They'll probably remain at the playoff teams. How do we feel about the where are the Broncos at?
Well, Eagles, I'm gonna drop Jarrell down to Frisky and Fun because he's 2-7 right now.
Good call.
And I'm gonna drop Christian down to Libs because he is having a horrible season.
hmm I
And
mean, Hank.
Commanders haven't been frisky and fun in a while either. They're 2-6.
Yeah, and I was gonna say Hank probably deserves to move up after the win over the 49ers. At
Sure,
least into a frisky and fun.
good call.
Let me see. What else am I looking at here?
Rams are 5-4. Yeah, they're on the bubble. Cardinals on the bubble. What's going on in the AFC South? Texans are
The
four
Colts.
and
Yeah, Colts and Texans both lost. I think they're still on a bubble, obviously. Who's Texans, Titans? Oh
and
my God, who else is in that division? Oh, Jags. They're not. And then
Colts. I think we got them where they need to be. Colts right ahead of the Texans.
yeah, Colts, Texans. I'm missing somebody, but
Colts, Texans, Jaguars, and Titans.
okay, yeah.
Patriots are 4-5. They just beat the Browns. So I'm gonna move the Browns down here. I think they still have an outside chance to make the playoffs, but they've got a lot of teams in front of them.
Damn, 38-0. A
Yeah.
shutout win. That's hilarious. Didn't he say something like he was gonna?
I know, dude. That was so fucking funny, dude. He like Einhorn's like, I've been busy. I got time to dedicate to, really focus and prep for these games. And then his first appearance after saying all that bullshit was he loses 38-0. That was awesome.
That's gotta be a tough pill to swallow.
He's one of the guys in the league that's got main character syndrome in a big way. Like one of the narcissists who only posts about the chat.
Yeah, he thinks he's the main character. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Um. Yeah, I like how he's looking right now. Broncos 7-3, super dope. Super excited for that.
Me too. Let's
Yeah.
put Jets at Libs because Riley wants to be in Libs anyway. That's if Riley's not a Lib, nobody is.
Yeah, I don't even think has he won a game. He's on a bye right now, but I imagine he's been losing quite a lot. Is this it?
I think this is it. Yeah, I don't think we got any other real movers. I'm scrolling through again the divisions. What about the Bengals? What are the Bengals doing?
That's what I was gonna ask.
They're 6-4. 6-4. I think you're. Let me go to the
Probably
AFC.
above Lions and Saints at least.
Definitely, definitely, good call.
Yeah. So maybe on the top of the bubble right there. All right, let's see if we have the
If the playoffs started today, he'd be in. I'm putting him in.
Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm done with that. Okay, let's see. So we got one, okay, three NFC juggernauts and one AFC. You got joke Steelers. So the Titans, Steelers, the Dolphins, Bills. So that's one, two, three, four, five. Broncos six, Bengals seven. Dang, yeah, that looks like. And when you're looking at the records, it's gonna be hard to catch. The next one in the line is the Colts at 5-4 and Texans Browns at 4-5 with Pats also right there. They're a few games behind, 2 games behind looks like. And the NFC side, you got, man, that's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a crazy race to the number one seed. For the NFC side, you got Falcons, Niners, Packers. Uh, they're all they're all one loss or less. So that's three seeds right there, and they're all from different divisions. So it's not like nobody's getting a wild card from there. You got dang. So you got Giants sneaking in at 4. Are they? Yeah, they're leading the division, and then Vikings are gonna be the first wild card team. Looks like. So NFC playoff race is actually pretty tight because you
It's
got a
pretty crazy.
lot. Yeah, you got 5-5 Lions and Saints. You got 4-4 Panthers and Rams, I believe. And then you got Cardinals at 4-5 also.
Phil
Yep.
beating Caleb was massive to stay alive, and then it would have
Mhm.
been a huge win for Caleb to jump to 5-4. But now he's 4-5, which isn't great. But he's got
It's
the
not
tiebreaker
great, but
with the
it's still,
Saints
you can make argument for Caleb to move up to on the
on the
bubble.
bubble. On the
Yeah,
bubble, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I forgot
yeah,
about
yeah. Right there with yep, right there behind. Yeah, yep. Um, I mean, we were right on the libs. I feel like you got Bears, Seahawks, Raiders, only 0-9 teams on the last three spaces over there. Chargers have been winning some games. Yeah, you can probably Jags behind the Commanders too. They're a one-win team. Yep, yep. Kansas City, what's their
They're 3-6.
yeah 3-6? Okay,
What a weird season,
yeah, it is weird season.
but I like it. I've enjoyed following
Yeah, I have too. There's a lot of good storylines. I mean, Vikings come back from 0-4 start is very inspiring.
it.
You got the Broncos looking great. They just had a thriller win over the Chargers. That now this is interesting. I'm curious to find out where Dan stands for on the tanking allegations because he had a chance to tie the game with the extra point, but I think he went for two, and then he didn't have a chance to get the ball back. There was no time left. So I wonder if he made a tanking decision at, 3 wins to not beat the Broncos in that game, trying going for two. So I wonder, I'd be curious where he stood on that argument.
Most of the people in the commish chat were anti-tanking,
Hmm.
but I'm pro it. I'm pro tanking.
Yeah, to extent.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. We got our new tiers.
Yep. I like it.
Are the Chargers at least frisky and fun though? I think they are.
I think last time, yeah, 3 wins. Yeah, yeah. If 2 win Eagles and 3 win Chiefs are on there, and with 2 win Buccaneers also. It's fair to say they belong up there. Oh, where are the Jets? They're also 3-6, but they're on a 2 game losing streak.
Yeah, and yeah, he just got smoked by the 49ers a couple games ago, so that was a bad sign.
Mm,
And if it wasn't Riley, he probably would be in frisky and fun. Like if it was J Lope, it probably would be, but it's Riley.
yeah, yeah. Expectations are a little higher. Cool.
And Logan with a good point, not necessarily tanking, but taking a season to focus on devs and developing guys can be very beneficial. No doubt. It's no doubt.
Yeah, and only person who can do both, seemingly, seems to be Joke.
He just
Uh,
tanks when he gets to the playoffs.
I just he's really thankful for that 20th pick
Hmm.
in the draft. I don't understand how. kudos to anybody who can really just actually like focus on a player and dev them. I mean,
I don't understand it either.
yeah, I'm not good at it. Offensive players are a little easier, but even then, like I feel like I had Damian Pierce for like 4 seasons, 5 seasons last man, and I didn't even get him to superstar with Josh Allen. So it's definitely not easy. So there's a you know good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah,
I'm
for
impressed. Colored me impressed, as Stevie would say.
cool, cool. All right. Anything else for the boys?
I think that wraps up our quick little pod.
I know.
Um,
Yeah. Sorry it was so short. I've been swamped. Iron Man 10 days out. I'm locked in.
let's go. Yeah, I've been looking at your Strava. You've been killing it, training hard. So
Dude, this past weekend was crazy. 100-mile bike on Saturday, 21-mile run on Sunday. It was crazy.
I yeah, I can't imagine how body holds up doing all this stuff, but uh, you know, you guys do it. You guys are hymns. Uh, but I'm guessing. I remember last time you competed, you were very upset you didn't play. So I'm guessing that's your focus and motivation.
No, 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 no. I'm not at these Ironman races, like these long ones. I'm not even
You
like.
just want to
There are
survive.
going to be guys that do it in like 7 hours and like 45 minutes. I'm going to be really happy to be under 12 hours. So I'll be
Oh,
like finishing 4 hours behind like the top guys.
okay, okay. So next triathlon then.
This is more about finishing with a strong time. Like the shorter triathlons are more of a race. This is more of like a completion type deal.
Okay, gotcha. Now, question is, do you get another calf tattoo after you get this one, or
Yeah,
do you
I
get like
think
a little
so.
squared sign?
No, yeah, people were asking me. They were like, "So, like, are you gonna get your Iron Man tattoo like filled in once you finish this one?" I was like, "I think I'm gonna get it
Ooh,
removed. Like, I'm over it. I don't like this tattoo at all." But I do want to get yadded up because ever since I was the bear for Halloween and I had like some drawn on tattoos on my arm, I was like, "All right,
the bear.
the bear," like from the TV show. Have you seen?
Oh, I have seen this show.
Yeah, it was
Well,
Carmi
I did
from.
not get this picture of Halloween
I know I
costume.
didn't take any pictures, but I had a white t-shirt, blue apron. I was all tatted up on my arms. It was a good costume. I look good.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Tattoos. I mean, you're probably out there in LA, looking around and you're like, man, fuck, I need some ink.
Everybody's inked up, and also there's like 10 tattoo shops within like a mile of my house. So
But think about this. You might be at the place where being uninked is coming back.
that's true.
It's
That is
always it's always a cycle. So don't make any harsh or rushed decisions. I would say I sound like your mom. Go get tatted, dude. Who cares? Um, make sure you don't get it below your wrist. Um, yeah, good pod. Good talking to you.
dude, there's potential that there's a massive, massive update next pod. There could be some
Oh, man.
crazy developments going on this weekend. Stay tuned for
Is this
that.
what I think it is? We're
It is
talking
what you
about.
think it is, but we're keeping it on the extreme DL right now.
I won't even bring it up.
If
This is a terrible teaser for the people, but my advice would be don't bring that in here.
Hey, all right, well, if there's anything that's true about me, everything I do in life is to entertain my boys. So I might have to share, but we'll see.
All right.
All right, good pod, brother. We'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.
Dude, you really you don't do it. Oh, we're still live.
Yeah, we are.
Uh,